Have you ever been stuck somewhere in your life and you just couldn't figure out how to get to the next level? Or you were stuck and you didn't see maybe a clear path, so you just lost your motivation to keep pursuing that goal? Well, there's a very simple reason for that, and it takes a little study into neuroscience to understand exactly what it is. But when you understand what's holding you back, things become much, much clearer, and moving forward becomes much easier. So here's a situation. There's two people, both aiming at the exact same goal. Both have the exact same personality traits and the exact same things going for them. However, person A sets a target, let's say, to make another $1 million this year. And they wake up every single day and they focus on that target. And that's the blaring big target in their mind. Person B sets the exact same target of making $1 million this year, but every single day when they wake up, they focus on what they have to do today in order to get closer to that goal. And as the year goes on, both people have their ups and downs, right? Some weeks their business generates a tremendous amount of money for them. Some weeks it just generates almost nothing. Person A, who is focusing on their big goal all the time and has that big bright image of themselves having already achieved that goal, is highly motivated, maybe for the first few months, maybe even for the first 6 months or 7 months. However, eventually, during the weeks where revenue is low, they either start to lose motivation or they start to chase shiny objects and spend a lot of their time on other projects. On the other hand, person B doesn't just think about the big end picture. Instead, every day they're focused on the daily actions necessary to move them closer, maybe just a little bit closer, a little bit closer every single day to that goal. That person still feels the ups and downs, but they feel it a little bit less because their brain is being rewarded for reaching their daily goals, for taking the right actions every single day, instead of every single day measuring how close or how much further they are from their big end goal. It's the same chemical response if you're trying to lose weight and your goal is to lose, let's say, 10 pounds. One person focuses on the daily actions that they need every single day to reach that goal, like maybe drinking more water or exercising more often or eating less junk food. The other person, however, focuses just on the big end goal and then weighs themselves every single day and feels wonderful on the very first day when they lose 2 pounds of water. And then they feel horrible 2 days later when they gain it all back. And then they lose a pound, and then they gain 3 pounds, and then they lose 4 pounds, and it's an up and down roller coaster. The second person in that situation, right? This person over here, the second person in that situation is the epitome of why so many people fail to lose weight and keep it off, or fail to set any real goals in life and follow through until it's reached. People who focus only on the big goal and not on the small daily wins rarely succeed in anything. If you follow me on YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn or pretty much any of the other platforms, you've heard me say this probably 1,000 times, how important it is to define the right daily actions for you and your team, the actions that guide you in the most predictable possible way to your target. So I guess I'm just kind of saying the same exact thing today, but in a slightly different way, right? So that you could understand why your brain can either be a massive help for you to reach your targets, or it could slow you down depending on what you focus on. Now, there's a lot of really great information out there on how the brain works, but you don't have to study how the brain works in order to maximize how effective you are, your cognitive performance. But if you want to dig more into neuroscience, then definitely it's worth reading up on or maybe even just watching a few YouTube videos from reputable sources. But that's not what this video is all about. If you walk away with nothing else from any video you watch this week, walk away with this. Definitely set big motivating goals, like big goals, but then chunk them down into shorter term goals. And then even smaller, chunk them down into daily actions, the daily actions necessary to reach your shorter term goals. And then measure your progress along the way. And this is vital. It's so important. So many people get this wrong. Only course correct after you've passed a certain milestone. And I'll explain exactly what that means. If you set an annual target of making or maybe saving an additional $1 million, then you might set quarterly targets of making or saving an additional $250,000 that quarter. And then make a list of the best daily actions that are proven to help you in your situation, in your life, in your industry, in your company to meet or exceed those daily targets. Then every day, wake up and drive forward and focus solely on taking the actions necessary to reach those daily targets. But then every quarter, take time to look back and see exactly what the results were, what's been working, what's not been working, and then course correct at that point. Because the real reason most people get stuck in life, the real reason most people fail to reach their goals is because they course correct too often. because they have a bad day or a bad week and they freak out and they change their path. Most people never hit their goals in business or in life, or it takes them far longer at least to hit those goals, because instead of persistently taking appropriate daily actions, they keep thinking there's a better way. So they change their path way too often and they get frustrated. And if you're in a place right now where you're kind of stuck, then take a day, right? Just stop, take a step back, take a day, and really study the best path to reaching that goal. And if you can, go out there and find somebody who's done it over and over and over again and who's willing to mentor you. And then commit to following the same path that they help you lay out without deviating until you've been on that path long enough to have some real solid data. And that might be a month, or it might be a quarter, it might be a whole year, depending on your target. And if you're watching me right now because you're growing a business and you need help laying out the most effective plan to scale rapidly and more predictably, then spend the next few days watching all of my YouTube videos and studying my Instagram posts, because I upload pure content every single week to help you push through the obstacles of growing and managing a successful company online. And it's free. I just ask that you use it and then share it when you can. So get started by subscribing now and hit the bell notification so you're first to get access to my next video.